Facebook. Hello, hello. Happy Friday from your favorite Orlando real estate agent at Coldwell Banker. Woo woo. Happy Friday. Holy cow. We are jumping in to Friday. Oh, I'm going to get people on here. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much. I am so excited. It's going to be a fabulous Friday. And here we are into August already. Where the hell has summer gone? Let's just be honest. I have no idea. I remember talking about going to LA, bringing home Austin, graduating from high school, Ava turning 16, and now here we are. Ava's jumping into a junior this year. Austin's a freshman at college. What the hell is happening? I don't know, but all I know is next week, for some of you parents, it becomes the moment where you either cry on that day of happiness or sadness, whatever it may be. It may be the morning that you actually sit back and say, what do I do now? Because the kids have gone off to school. Yes, school starts. Can you believe it? Whoop, here we go. We are rolling in. And for those of you, I'm sure that back to school shopping is already taking place and you're taking advantage of the tax-free days, which is always lovely. I wish it was like that more often. But needless to say, here we are rolling into school, rolling in with school supplies, rolling in with, do I need new shoes? Oh, yes, I do, because, I have to. I'm a high school mom. I need new stuff. Fashion has changed. And I'm sure this is my favorite, which I love so much, is you don't know. Things have changed since you were in high school, mom. Or you just don't understand. How many of you hear that 50 times a day, a week? I don't know. But I know as a parent, things have changed because look, I'm talking to all of you social media wise. We didn't have that. I picked up the phone, I called you. Now you get to see me whenever I go live or whenever I post something. Yes, things have changed, but they haven't changed to the fact that you're still a girl, you're still a boy. Classes are important, going to school and attending, and your good grades are important, and college is coming up. So those facts have not changed and they will not change. So happy being a parent. Yes, we all are. So I thought I would vent a little bit because I'm sure I'm not the only one in the boat right now experiencing teenage kids back to school and the lovely comment, you just don't understand. Oh, so I know we could ramble on and I know we could do a whole show just on parenting and what we hear and what we deal with every day. It would probably entail a cocktail as well. Just going to say, the one vice that some of us do have is a cocktail. And when it comes to talking about our kids and teenagers and even little ones, I was with a friend today and he was just like, he was so funny. He was talking and he mentioned their son is 9 years old, and mentioned that he could only do one day and thank God school was happening because the one day that he had to work from home and also make sure that their son was not getting into trouble was enough mayhem for one day. And when we were talking, we mentioned that at that age, where I grew up at least, and I'm sure other of you as well, you could go outside and not come home till dark. Like you would go out, get on your bike, say, see you later, peace out. I'm going to Billy, Bobby, Susie's, Mary's, whatever, and I'll be home when the sun comes down. Now it's a little different. Things have changed there, yes, but still, we live in Orlando. Today, we've had the lovely Orlando weather, sunny and rainy, all in the same time. But there's still so much, and times have changed in that aspect where we can't shove them outside to go ride a bike all day long because you just never know. But things have not changed in regards to raising our kids the right way, giving them every opportunity we can, and telling them that school is important, and so is attending, and the grades that you keep are very important. And yes, things have changed and they're not the same, but we've all been there and done it. We've all been teenagers. So hopefully, as what I say, when you're 21, 25, 28, 30, whenever you have kids, God, I hope they treat you the same way that you treated me. I'm going to write it in a book. So that's not why I'm on. I love to talk to all of you about real estate. So how about real estate? What's going on? What's going to happen? If I had a magic mirror ball or the crystals, I would totally tell you. But this is the roller coaster of life with real estate. 24 years I've been in this industry here in Orlando, starting out with the title company, doing trainings, and then jumping in as a full-time agent over 5-6 years ago. The long ups and downs. And for all of you that have been in real estate as long as me, you've all seen the crash, you've seen it come back, and you've seen pre-COVID, post-COVID. I mean, it's all about the perception. And honestly, really, I am seeing, as most of you know me and already realize I'm very positive with everything. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Everything is starting to come back. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of shifting in regards to what we're going to talk about today is some more opportunities for the buyers, because homes are being listed. We're seeing more homes listed at this time, and we're seeing more homes stay on the market longer, which is a great thing for you as buyers because you have some negotiating opportunities there. And that's what we're going to talk today about is what do you have as a buyer? What can you negotiate? What are the things that you can negotiate when going in to purchase your home? Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize this. You probably couldn't even tell because my personality is so bright today that this is not even plugged in. So let's just see if I can do this without moving too much because I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. And there's lights. See? Woo! I know my personality was bright. Y'all didn't even recognize that I didn't have my ring light on. See? Now you can see me. And life begins with the ring light. What did we ever do without this thing? Woo! Okay, let's talk about negotiating. Let's talk about what you get to do when you are getting into purchasing your home. What are the key things that you can negotiate? Because, we all want a deal. We all want a bargain. And especially with the homes that are on the market longer, what's the first thing your buyers think? Why is it on the market so long? Sellers got to be desperate. Oh, there's got to be an opportunity for me to negotiate a little bit there. Yeah. It's like going to an auction. You want to bid, you want to start to negotiate. Or it's like when you go on a cruise to Mexico. What do you want to do? You want to haggle. It's a lot of fun to haggle. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips as to what you can negotiate when you're going into this. What are some of the elements that you get to play with? Because in the eyes of all of this, almost everything is negotiable, is what we think, okay? We try to get, we try to see what we can get past, I guess is a good way to say. What can we get past? Sorry, I'm going to get that a little bit lighter there. What can we get past? And some of the common things that we negotiate when buying a home. The first thing, of course, what is it? It's the price. We all want to negotiate the price. That's the biggest and most important thing that we're getting into this moment is it's listed for $350. Do you think I can get it for $325? That at this day and age is probably a little bit hard. We don't want to slap the seller in the face with insulting them with the price, but we want to be somewhat fair. So how we figure this out and how I talk to my clients is, okay, let's see what the house is really worth. Let's pull the comps. Let's see if the house is really worth $325 or if other homes in the area right there are selling for $340, $330. because it all comes down to the appraisal value at the very end as well. We can negotiate and we can go over list price, but will it actually appraise? That's an important fact, okay? So going through this and talking to your agent, if it's not myself, just saying, we're going to work backwards. What's the house worth? What will it appraise for? Okay, now you're approved for this. But let's say the house is 350, you're approved for 350. Okay, in your eyes, let's back up. What does the house need? Does it need paint? Does it need new cabinets? Does it need new flooring? Does it need this, that? Let's subtract some things a little bit. Let's see what we got to put into this house to make it livable. Not the things that you have to have. It's the things that you need. Okay. So what do we need to do to this home? Let's backtrack. So if it needs a few items, and then let's go in at 335. Let's go in at 340. Maybe we'll meet in the middle, or maybe they'll just take it because it's been on the market maybe just a little bit longer and the sellers are starting to get a little nervous. And that is something that we are seeing, is that some of the sellers are getting a little nervous because here we are coming into the school season, which typically is, July, August is very busy for us. September, you're starting to come together as well. October, we might not be as busy because everybody has come in. They did school transitions. They did job changes. They're trying to jump into this. But really over the past couple of years, I will say that hasn't been, at least for me as an agent, my months have ran together where it seems like back in the day, February would be slow for me, and like October would always be slow because of that transition of the months of people coming in, coming out, changing schools, job changes, all of those. Pre-COVID, maybe, but during COVID and post-COVID, I really haven't seen a lot of difference yet. Will that change? I don't know. I'm just here. I'm going to just guide you as much as I can. So number one, negotiating thing that you're going to jump into with your agent is the price. How much wiggle room do we have? And something that I do when I know that my clients are interested, I literally will pick up the phone call to the agents and I'll talk to the listing agent. I know, woo! Pick up the phone. I'm not texting them. I'm calling them and I'm just finding out more about the house, how firm the seller is. Is there any wiggle room? Ask the right questions. And this is something that I think is imperative because when you do that, you can kind of build a relationship with that agent as well. And you can start to figure out if there is wiggle room for your buyers. Communication is key, folks. It wins the deal, it keeps the deal, and it gets you deals back because you just never know. You may work with that agent again in the future, or you may have a listing and you work with them again. So communication's key. Pick up the phone. I know it's scary. Next, your earnest money deposit, which is the money that goes into escrow. This is the money that basically holds the house, ties it up once you have negotiated the sales price. You can traditionally see some homes, you'll see 1,000, 2, 3. Some agents prefer 2 to 3% of the sales price, depending on what they've discussed with their sellers. And that's all negotiable. And that's honestly one of those things where your agent who's writing the contract for you as your buyer's agent will typically say $2,000 to $3,000 unless something pops up in the realtor remarks by the listing agent indicating that they have to have a $5,000 escrow. They have to have 2% of the agreed sales price. And those will be all remarks in there. But again, it is somewhat negotiable. And with this market that we're in, the bigger the earnest money deposit or escrow, honestly, the better you look as a buyer to show that you want this house, you're a strong buyer, and you're dedicated to this purchase. So your agent may tell you, go in hard, give them this as your price for the home, but you need to put $5,000 in escrow back, okay? And the escrow money, just so you know, you've got your inspection period of your contingencies. You have your appraisal contingency if you put that in. Your escrow money, if something pops up that doesn't agree with you, like in the inspection, and you and the seller can't come to terms on what needs to be done, and you are ready just to walk away, your earnest money, escrow money, is given back to you. All right. So it's not you put it in there and you lose it. There are different items and terms that are going to pop up in the contract that are going to allow you that if things aren't working out between you and the seller, there's an opportunity for you to get your money back. So it's not lost. What's lost right away will be your inspection monies that you pay to have the home inspection that you can't get back. That's going to be a small little price to pay to make sure the house is everything that you want it to be. And when you move in, the seller and you have agreed that everything that should be done is done. All right. Another one, which has popped up a lot lately, is the money back at closing. Okay. So money back at closing can be a little tricky to understand because it's a way for the buyer to end up with a little more liquid cash in the home buying process by getting help from the sellers to offset some of the closing cost. So let me give an example. So you, as a seller, will still walk away with the same net, but you're helping out the buyers in the long end, putting a little bit more money left in their pocket when purchasing your home. So I have an example. So I'm going to read it to you. So it's simple here. Let's say you want a house that's $500,000. You put down 20% payment, which is $100,000, okay? And have 5% for closing cost, which is $25,000. You'll need altogether $125,000 cash to close the day of closing, okay? If you had $145,000 in your savings account, that would leave you only $20,000 after closing, $20,000, okay? So the scenario could go something like this. If the seller agrees to pay the home and appraises at a higher price, let's say this house appraises for $515,000. You could, in a way, ask the seller to change the sales price, say $510,000. And what would end up happening then is that extra $10,000 would actually go towards closing cost. So that means the other half of the 20, that 10,000 of the 25, you'd only have to bring 15,000. So you netted as a buyer an extra 10 in your pocket. Seller is still netting exactly what they wanted. So, sorry, that's if you the sales price was 500 and you got 510. Sorry about that. But needless to say, trying to explain it as best I can here for you. All in all, everybody wins. Sellers still get the net that they wanted. Nothing less, nothing more. And you as a buyer can leave a little bit extra money in your pocket to help out with what ifs during the house, or maybe some upgrades that you know that it needs. So that helps out with that situation. So you can use that as a negotiating tool too. So, and that's again, even let's say if you want to entice the seller a little bit, say, hey, if the appraisal comes back at 500 and anything over 510, I'll give you 502 for the house, and you give me the $8,000 back. So you can negotiate some ways there. But again, all in all, it doesn't hurt the seller, and it helps you as a buyer keep some money in the savings in case you need it. So next, which a lot of people always ask, is the mortgage rate and the closing cost. Can those be negotiated? Are they negotiable? How do I do it? Who does it for me? Well, the negotiating with your mortgage cost, that's all going to come down to you and your lender and your relationship with your lender. That is a huge thing. Your relationship with your lender should be something that, to the point where when you start working with a lender, I always make this joke that you better be ready to become engaged / married, because they're going to ask you all sorts of questions. They're going to ask you for all types of paperwork. They're going to ask you questions about your income, your jobs. They're going to ask you, where did you get that? How much do you have of that? It can be pretty rough. So going into this, you need to know that finding the right mortgage lender is what I always say, even with me as a real estate agent. We're going to court, we're going to date, we're going to get engaged, and then you're going to marry me, and you're never going to leave me, because you're going to love working with me so much that relationship will always be there forever. So that's the type of relationship you want with your lender as well. You want something that you can call them after the closing and say, I have a question for you. Can you help? And know that they're going to answer the phone still, because It's because you're closed, you're not their client still. It's because you've got a relationship with them. And so it continues on. Because even though you have the closing day, I hope you as buyers and sellers know that you should be able to continue that relationship with your agent, your lender, whoever you're working with, because of what's occurred. Buying a home is an amazing opportunity. And having myself or one of the lenders involved in that process, it's a big thing. So in advance, I want to say thank you, because allowing me the opportunity to help you and your family with a purchase like this is pretty cool. And that's one of the great things I love about my job, is that I get to help everybody have this smile, hopefully. You may not be having it when you're signing your life away at the closing table, but when you walk through the door and you have those keys in your hand and you can actually say, that's mine, how cool is that? I mean, come on. That is the best feeling. Okay, maybe when you write your first mortgage payment, it may not be, but I'm saying overall, you own it, it's yours. You can color the walls, you can decorate as you want, you can build out what you want because it's yours. It's all yours. So take all of that into consideration when you're picking the couple individuals that you need to be on your side throughout the whole process. Hopefully, it's me. So let's move on, shall we? I hope I explained that right. And if I didn't explain it right and you've got questions or I went too fast, please don't hesitate. Instant message me, DM me. If you have my cell phone, reach out that way and I will go through it again, because there's a lot of information and I'm just trying to bullet point it, get it through, and make it fun. Because there's a lot going on, not only with just negotiating, but just over this whole housing industry over the last few years. And this last few months has been crazy because there's been such a shortage of homes for sale and such a great abundance for buyers. And then all of a sudden the rates went up and a lot of people got scared. They're like, oh, I'm not going to buy now. I can't afford to buy now. And that's a big thing. A lot of people that were approved at 350, they may have to buy at 250,000 now. And what's scary is that there's not enough product at that price point. So I totally get it. So if you're one of those buyers who are a little scared in regards to what to do and how to do, and the market's going to get, rates are going to get better, people are going to lose their houses, I'm going to wait till next year to buy. Okay. We live in Florida. We live in Central Florida. The market has always been pretty like this, all right? The crash happened in 2008 because a lot of other little scenarios played into that. Right now, with all of the stories that I'm reading, all of the articles that I get, all the other professionals that I speak to, that I try to educate myself on all the time, is that rates are going to keep going like this, okay? We're starting to get a lot more homes on the market, which is awesome. They're staying on the market a lot longer, which is awesome and amazing for you as buyers. But are we going to crash? No, we're not going to crash. I think me personally, I think there's so many variables that went into that one in 2008 that now everybody's so scared that we may crash again, that they're all being so cautious on what they do and how they appraise homes and how fast now they're building homes. I mean, as you can tell, a lot of our builders don't even sell a house now until it's in almost like a stage 3 or a final stage, which is about drywall and flooring's in and appliances are in, and then they're releasing them. They're waiting because they are having problems where they don't want to not get you in a home in the time frame they tell you. So we're seeing a lot of that occur, and a lot of our summer home shoppers are going to benefit from this recent market change. And that's again because of the abundance of homes that we didn't have, now we're having. And now some of those homes are staying on the market longer, gives you an opportunity to negotiate. They'll also find, as a buyer, you're going to have a little more time to make a decision. You don't have to hop in a car with me and tell me right then and there because 15 other people are behind me waiting to get in that house. You have a little bit more time to figure out if that's the house you want. And hopefully you have time to get around the corner and you can tell me that that's the house you want. right now the housing market is really trying to rebalance itself. It's changing in different conditions that are not necessarily that they're bad news for buyers or sellers, but they're just trying to recondition and rebalance everything, just to get things back on course with where we were and where we should be. So, as far as purchasing, I not just trying to sell you something, and I'm not just saying to do it, but it's still a great time to buy. Homes are still increasing in equity at the rate they were. No, but that was a crazy rate that they were increasing. Now we're coming at a more stable pace, I believe. I personally, we have our family has put our house on the market. It took us about 2.5, 3 weeks to sell our house, which if I would have listed it months ago, it probably would have been 2 days. But it took about 2.5, 3 weeks, and we purchased another home. The family did. So as an agent, I'm not scared to buy and sell. And I hope that says a lot to you all as well, that I firmly believe in the market and where we're going. Some of our builders, next Tuesday, you all have to watch me live because it's going to be an amazing show. We're going live at 2 or 3 different communities with D.R. Horton, and they're going to show us some of their new builds and how they're building. But what is so amazing, like I've been mentioning this every week to everyone, is that builders are actually trying to really give you as buyers opportunities to get in that used to be 4 and 5 and 6 months ago with interest rates. So many of them are offering you, a lock-in rate of 4.75 to 4.99%. Lock in for life purchasing some of these homes, you guys. That is huge. You're locked into a 30-year just for that. I mean, and what's to say that in 2, 3 years, as we all know and what I've heard, rates should drop a little bit again and you don't refinance. But at least you're locked in that rate in the 4s, which makes us all feel a lot better that you're in the 4s still. But the builders are offering so many other incentives as well besides your traditional homes that are being on the market. I actually had a builder the other day, Ryan Homes, American Richmond Homes. It's Ryan. Ryan, if you watch, I'm giving you a shout out. They actually have a couple homes that are inventory homes, and they're allowing you as a buyer to make an offer on them. They're not stuck on it's $389,000 in a great community, and they're basically saying, if you want to make an offer on this house, please do. Let us know. So, if you're out there and you're watching and it's something that you want to talk about builders, let me tell you about some amazing builders, incentives, opportunities, and what they're giving to you. It's crazy right now, especially in Davenport, Claremont, Haines City, all that side of town is really big. But it's some great opportunities for about some of those home builders I have seen from about $325 starting price points all the way up, of course, to the beautiful 7s, 8s, 9s. David Weekley is releasing some beautiful new homes out there in Johns Landing, which is some lakefront opportunities, which are beautiful there. All their lake lots are gone, but the community itself sets up on a hill in Claremont, and it just overlooks the water. It's absolutely gorgeous. So again, them as a builder, just like D.R. Horton and Pulte and everybody, they're releasing homes at a certain stage so that they can tell you the house will be ready in September, October, November, to give you, as the sellers, an opportunity to sell your house or lease back your homes until the home is ready. So they're really trying to create the opportunity and keep a balance, not like where we were, buy the house and here we are a year later and your house isn't ready yet. They're trying to set you up with all the right information because, again, communication is key with everything that we do in this industry. What else was I going to say? Yep. So I think that was it on the builder side. But next Tuesday, we will be out at 2 or 3 different communities with D.R. Horton, going live, showing you those homes, giving you some information on what they do, how they build, the amazing opportunities for 2.75 interest rate lock for the first year, second year, third year. There's different incentives there that we'll go over. But from now until then, if you have questions about the builders, negotiating, you just want to chat about the market, I'm happy to, because, it's a lot of fun. That's why I'm still here, and that's why I'm talking to all of you. So Real estate is great. Real estate is a good buy. Don't be scared. And if you are scared, there's plenty of resources out there for you to call, instant message, DM, ask. It's like phone a friend. So put me on your instant message or your DM, phone a friend, ask a question. If I don't know it, by God, we will figure it out. So it's Friday. What do we typically do on Friday? We have fabulous fun Fridays. And I'm trying to think. There is a lot going on. If you can probably imagine, there are probably so many charity events and community events that are all taking place, basically, that are starting to take place now because of post-COVID. September, there's a ton of stuff. If you're into the World Equestrian Center, there is riding going on this weekend and next weekend. We have a very busy household here. We are watching my other half, Robert. He is going to be at his bodybuilding show on Saturday. Ava will be riding horses Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we turn around, and then Austin leaves to go teach. So if you're looking for some teachers in any of your dance intensives or lessons that way, Austin is in Knoxville now. And then the following weekend, he's going to be in North Carolina for 6 or 7 days. August will fly by. Okay. So we all thought the summer flew by. This whole year is nuts. So sit back, relax. Don't put on your seatbelt, because what's the fun in that? Enjoy the ride of the crazy world of everything that's happening in Central Florida, because it's going to be a wild one. So that is all for now. I hope you all have an amazing, fabulous, fun Friday. And if there's any questions that you need answered, or you're just not sure, I mean, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see what I can do to answer any questions that I can. But it is always so much fun. We're going to start doing some fun things in regards to getting a lot of views on how parenting, working, and doing everything that we do on a daily basis on a more weekly scale. September 1st, we've got some big shows coming out, and I'm super excited about it, because why not? What else am I going to do? So again, it's Lisa with Coldwell Banker, your favorite Orlando real estate agent. And I hope you all enjoy your weekend, your fun Friday. Stay dry, stay safe. And again, peace out. I will see you all later. Bye-bye. Okay, Facebook. And now we have Instagram. I'll see you guys later.